Hi and welcome to this tutorial on Group 2, the Alkaline Earth Metals. In the previous tutorial, we learnt about ionization energies, so trends down groups and across periods, and also about successive ionization energies too. So in this tutorial, we're having a look at trends in the Group 2 elements and their reactions. We're looking at the uses of Group 2 elements and their solubility as well. So of course, the Group 2 elements are in the second column of the periodic table here. They form ions with a 2+ charge. So their outer shell is going to contain 2 electrons and they're going to be in the S subshell. So it's going to be S2 in terms of their electron configuration. And so it's going to be 3s2, 2s2, 4s2, etc., etc. And so they're going to lose those 2 electrons to gain that full outer shell. And we've got an example here of calcium. So here's my calcium, it's got 2 electrons in its outer group, hence it's in group 2, and it'll lose those to form a 2+ ion. We can see here that the electron configuration is S2 at the end. As we go down each period, it becomes 2s2, 3s2, 4s2, 5s2, and 6s2. And in the electron configuration tutorial that we did a while ago, you'll have seen that it can take quite a long time to write out all of these parts, 3s, 3p6, etc., etc. So what we do, we can abbreviate it and use a noble gas and then just carry on from that point forward. So this is another way that you can represent the electron configuration. When we're looking at the trends, we're going to focus on the atomic radius, melting point, ionization energies, and reactivity of the group 2 metals. What happens to the atomic radius as we move down group 2? So as we move down the group, we're going to get an increase in the atomic radius. Now, it's because we're going to be increasing the shells as we move down. So we're adding more and more electrons to more and more shells. So the outermost electron is going to get further and further away from the nucleus. And we can see as we move down with the elements, there's a graph of the atomic radius increasing quite steadily. What about the melting point as we go down the metals? So our melting point is going to decrease. So decrease in melting point. Except we do get a small rise between magnesium and calcium. Okay, so that is an exception. Of course, we've got group 2 metals. They're generally going to have metallic bonding. Okay, and each of the positive metal ions is going to give 2 electrons to the sea of delocalized electrons. But as you move down the group, the radius of the metal ion is going to increase, but the electron or the number of delocalized electrons is going to stay the same. So we're going to have an increase in radius, but we're going to have the same number of electrons. The charge on the ion, the 2+ charge, doesn't change either as we move down the group because they're all in group 2. So therefore, less energy is going to be needed to break the metallic bonds as the delocalized electrons are further away from the positive nucleus when the radius is larger. Okay, so there's a decrease in the attraction between them, so it's easier to overcome that force. There is a change in this trend at magnesium because magnesium actually has a different crystalline structure. As you can see, we've got a general decrease in the melting point as we move down the group, but we've just got this anomaly here of magnesium. What about the first ionization energies as we move down the group? So in the previous tutorial, we discussed this in detail. So as you move down the group, we are going to be increasing the nuclear charge. Okay, so nuclear charge increases. But what else are we going to increase? We're going to increase shielding, because we're going to add a shell as we go down to the next element down. And we are also going to be increasing the radius as we move down. So remember, when we move down the group, we're not focusing on the nuclear charge. We're not focusing on this. We're focusing, because that is offset by the fact that we get a significant increase in shielding and a significant increase in the radius. So both of those factors together mean that as you move down the group, the first ionization energy gets lower and lower and lower. It becomes easier and easier and easier to remove that outermost electron. And then we can link all this together and talk about the reactivity. So in general, what happens to the reactivity as we move down the group? As we move down the group, we're going to get an increase in reactivity. Because reactivity is going to be dictated by the electrons. And if the electrons are easier to lose, and we talked about the fact that as we move down the group, they are easier to get to lose because the first ionization energy is lower, that means they're going to be more reactive. Okay, because we're losing electrons to form that 2+ charge, and the first ionization energy decreases as you go down. So it's going to be much easier to remove those 2 outer electrons down here than it is from beryllium up here. So therefore, it's going to be much more reactive as we move down the group.